Going live. Okay.
We're live.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sam Vandy Vandewater calling this March 10th, 2021 meeting to order at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We will begin our agenda with roll call. Planning and Building Services representative is present. Museum representative.
Present.
Archaeologist representative. That's all I'm saying. Bill, can you unmute and say present for the record?
Present.
Thank you. Native American representative is absent without notice.
Hey, Lois.
Industry representative is not assigned, and alternate representative.
Is here Lois Alcott.
Thank you.
I wish to apologize in advance. My internet connection is somewhat unstable, so if I inadvertently depart, I apologize in advance.
Okay, thank you for letting us know. So let's begin let's go through the items. We'll start with section 3, item 3A. This is case MS 2020-0006. The owner is Jack Rafter. The applicant is Vance Ricks. The agent is Jim Ronco. The request is a minor subdivision of one legal parcel comprised of APNs 167-190-08 and 167-230-03, creating separate legal parcels of 2.1 acres and 3.9 acres. It is located 4.5 miles north of Ukiah, located at 4681 North State Street, Ukiah. The commission will discuss, and then when we've concluded discussion, we will open it up for the agent and applicant to speak on the item. So I'll open it up for commissioners to discuss if there's any questions or comments.
Yeah, the property is in a very sensitive location near the river, and it's a area that hasn't been developed very much, and I would request a survey.
I would agree. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Let me grab Mark Kleiser, who is the planner for this project, as he did like to attend, so let me grab him.
It's in a very, very vulnerable situation.
Mark Kleiser, you're needed in the conference.
It reminds me of the one you bring up at all the meetings.
I can't hear him that good.
Oh, I said it. This project reminds me of the one that you bring up at all the meetings, the one down there at the industrial park.
Yes. Yes.
So we have Mark Kleiser here for the project. So the commission was discussing requiring a survey. Is there any items or anything you'd like to consider before we open it to the agent and applicant?
No, I just have these items that the applicant sent in a few days ago, and if he's online, they were going to explain.
Okay, so then I would like to open discussion to the applicant and agent if available.
Hello. I understand that this is Jim Ronco, agent. I trust that each member of the commission has been given copies of the information that we provided last week related to the site. We provided a 1912 highway map, which shows the general condition of the property as of 1912, as done by the state highway. It shows that the property was a pasture. It had a cornfield on it. It had a house. On the other side of the county road was a vineyard and a truck garden. and further to the south was a hayfield. Now, the site is immediately west of the railroad tracks and the gravel plant. To the north of us are two mobile home parks. The parcel that is not being part of the subdivision or not being subdivided has 5 or 6 houses on it. And there is development all the way southerly on both sides of the highway, all the way to the confluence of York Creek and the Russian River. Now we're almost 3/4 of a mile north of the confluence of York Creek and the Russian River. We provided a 1952 aerial photograph, which shows the condition of the site then. It had no oak woodland. It had a small orchard, and it showed the houses that are currently there. So, at this point, with a 40-foot cliff from this site down to the railroad track, accessing to the river would seem to have been impractical. With the distance of 3/4 of a mile to the confluence of the Russian and York Creek, would seem that it's a pretty good walk for some sort of village. I just don't understand where we're going to, on a 2-acre piece that seems to be the only unimproved portion along the road, find anything.
Well, we're talking about 15,000 years of habitation in Ukiah Valley. And that river's been all over the place. And we have sites along there, and we didn't get the information showing where this site is.
Well, we provided that information last week.
Yeah, well, I don't have it.
I am have to walk that land for your information.
So, Mark, do you, because
We're gonna have to rehear it. Yeah, I'm sorry. This was all done virtually.
Anyway, if there is a site there, it needs to be re-recorded and updated. And so a survey I'm still voting for a survey.
I would respectfully request that you look at the information we provided.
So, Jim, so it sounds like the staff was not able to get the information to the commissioners in time for this meeting, so we can either continue this item to the next agenda so that the commission has time to review the information, or the commission can take action today.
I would like the matter to be continued.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to say, if there is a site on the property, it's going to have to be re-recorded and updated.
What site are we speaking of?
I thought you told us that there was a site there.
No, there is no site. We do not believe there was a site. That's why we
okay.
provided this information. Yeah, no.
Well-
I don't believe there's a site. If there was a site, it'd be like the one down at Saracena Vineyards. Years ago, John Fetzer tried to do a subdivision there, and the question became, the habitation existed. White Wolf was on the commission at the time, and he said, look, guys, if there's anything there, it was washed in. Because of the river, it washed everything out. So there was a constant turnover of material on those floodplains. And, if in fact there was something here, there's a 40-foot cliff from this property that goes down to the railroad tracks. And from the railroad tracks, you go west to the river, east to the river. So logistically, there's quite an elevation difference. So traversing this property from the river would seem to be impractical. And the fact that it was open pasture is demonstrated by a third-party source in 1912 doesn't suggest that it was oak woodland.
Well, and we got 15,000 years of history, and we have that kind of history in Ukiah Valley. So I'm still requesting a survey.
Well, I request that this matter be continued until the staff provides the information we provided.
Okay, so we'll continue this item until the next meeting.
Thank you.
And staff will get commissioners the items that were provided to be submitted. Nick. Okay, so then moving on the agenda, we'll move on to section 4, review of survey.
Hey,
And
Vandy,
yes,
Vandy. So I'm trying to help this guy. He's gonna provide some information that said the property was a pasture in 1912. Well, that's not gonna change anything. I thought he had some information that there was a site there. So
Right, well-
it would be to his benefit, seeing as how we're gonna require a survey, that he get on with having a survey. Because whatever this information is, it's not gonna do anything.
well, the applicant requested that the item be continued, so we're continuing it on to the next agenda. And
Okay, well, I was just trying to help him, that's all.
I understand, but that's, the applicant requested a continuance, so we're gonna go with the continuance and we'll re-review the case at our next agenda with the additional information, and if the commission still feels the information doesn't satisfy the need for a survey, then we can again request the survey.
Excuse me,
Yes,
and I would, Lois Lockhart, Sherwood Valley Rancher Ranch. I would just like to make a comment, and that is the fact that the name of that particular Pomo Lane, that kind of tells you something.
wait, sorry,
Pomo Lane,
for the item?
yeah.
Okay,
I just want to bring that to everyone's attention. It's like, to me, it's a no-brainer.
right,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful,
Oh,
but I am an elder.
on the record.
Yes, and for the record.
So then moving on to section, thank you, Mark.
Yes, thank you much.
Moving on to the section 4, review of survey. We'll look at case 4A, which is continued from February 10th due to lack of quorum. This is case MS 2020-0003. The owner is John and Natalie Smythe. Applicant is Thomas Smythe. The request is a minor subdivision of 216-acre parcel into 2 parcels of 90 and 127 acres. The project is located roughly 3.5 miles north of Laytonville at an address of 48650 North Highway 1, Laytonville. APNs 013-180-01 and 013-190-23. I will open it up to the commission first for discussion, and then if there's anyone present for the item, we will bring them in for comment. So the discussion is open to the commission. Yes.
Are we working on 4A?
Yes.
Where's the paperwork on it, or did we?
It would have been sent in February. It wasn't resent, I don't believe.
Oh,
I didn't receive any paperwork for this particular item.
It went the month before, that's why I didn't remail it.
So did people discard their February packets?
no, I didn't, that's my permit.
Okay. So this would have been in the February packet that was mailed out.
But I do have a concern about that. I read that. And you know, that is an area, the Caddo tribe spread out in that area.
Okay.
So if, I would caution, they never know what they're going to find. It just
Is
irritates
this,
me to say that if people can't find something like right now, the dog bites them, And if the dog is friendly, well, maybe, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, we never know what's there because guess what? I'm not 200 years old.
Right. But, so we're reviewing they did a survey for this project.
They did.
Yeah.
Is this Alex's survey?
Yes. From January 8th.
Yeah, and he found like 4 or 5 sites.
He did.
So do we want to just ensure that there's, how would we like to address those sites?
Well, they should go on the property deed as to not be disturbed. That information should go to the property owner, so he's responsible for protecting those.
Okay, so it sounds like you'll accept the survey with a condition that a deed restriction be placed on the property, that the identified sites are never disturbed by development.
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to make that?
Usually do.
Or wait, do we have?
Yes, we do have some.
We have is it an agent?
Yes.
We have an agent for the project, Alyssa, sorry, I don't know. If you'd like to speak, it's star 6 to unmute.
I'm not the agent for this project. I'm for 4B.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
So then I don't think we have
It
anyone.
was John Smythe. Tom Smythe was the one that emailed me.
Okay. Okay, so we don't have anyone. So Bill, do you want to make a motion of what I just said, or someone?
Yeah, I make that motion.
Second motion.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Call to accept the survey with a condition that a deed restriction be placed on the parcel that the sites, identified sites, shall not be impacted by development. And a second by Commissioner McBean. We will go to roll call vote. Okay. So Planning and Building Services is an aye. Museum representative.
Aye.
Archaeologist representative.
Aye.
And alternate representative.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. The survey's been accepted with a condition. Deed restriction. Okay. Okay, moving on the agenda. We have item 4B, which now we're back into the packet that was sent with everyone. So now we're on case 4B, which is CDP 2019-0035. The owner is 44771 Comchi-Ukiah Road, LLC. The applicant is Michael Mailberg. The agent is Jacob Zune and Associates. The request is a coastal development permit for the removal of dead and dying grand fir and bishop pine trees for fuel reduction and creation of recreational space and installation of 1,000 feet of 7-foot tall wildlife friendly perimeter fencing. This is located in the coastal zone about 1.5 miles south of the town of Mendocino, located at 44771 Comchi-Ukiah Road, Mendocino. And the discussion is open to commission. Once discussion has concluded, we will bring in any applicants or agents for the project for further comment.
Oh, Allison's here.
Yeah. And just for the record, Native American representative Allison Scott is now present.
Yes, hello.
Oh, hey, Allison, thank you.
Hi, Bill. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Sorry I'm late.
Good to see you. You're here. That's the most important part.
Where's all my stuff?
Do I have any paperwork on that?
You should.
What's it look like?
I got it.
Looks like that.
Okay, got it.
This survey.
Oh, 35. Oh, wait a minute. What? That one?
That's listed under 4C.
Yeah, that's 4C.
Yeah, this is, I thought,
Okay, so they were. So then it's actually this one.
okay.
Okay. That's what I have.
No worries.
It sounds like the area has already been disturbed before by lumber extraction.
I wish we had a timber representative because I'm certain they have to go through archaeological stuff when they have a timber harvest plan.
Yes, it's supposed to.
Yes.
So this site's probably been surveyed before.
Why are they putting up this kind of a fence?
In the description, it says the project vicinity has been impacted by the select removal of trees, and it's characterized as a lumber extraction area for fire prevention and land management. So the ground has already been disturbed, am I correct?
I'm not how familiar with logging industry. I know like skid roads is when you just pretty much drag logs over the ground. So I'm not sure if a young lumber yard involves much like ground digging up as opposed to dragging across it.
More dragging.
It is. Okay. Is there any discussion between the commissioners? Or any other discussion? Okay, so then, if not, I'd like to bring Alicia in for any additional comments. And Alicia, if you could just say your name for the record, please. And I'm probably saying your name wrong.
Alicia Ives Ringstead.
Oh. How do you spell your last name, please?
I-V as in Victor, E-S, space, capital R-I-N-G-S-T-A-D as in dog.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I heard you guys talking about the lumber extraction. I think they were just meaning it to like, because they're removing the dead and dying trees, that's all. There was this old survey along the PG&E line that's like along the property boundary, but that's the only survey that's ever been done until this one.
Okay.
And no sites were found.
Well, how many acres is this?
Cannot think off the top of my head. Not very big. I want to say like 15, I think. Let me look.
It looks like the parcel itself is about 11 and a half.
That's what it is, 11.51, yeah.
That should be handled with caution considering the location.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's weird.
Do any of the commissioners have any questions or comments for Alicia?
Not at the moment.
I'm still reading about the survey.
Why are they building a fence?
It's for a cell. I think it's for a cell tower.
So what's gonna happen when there's a fire?
Oh no, it's for the. I think it's associated with a cell tower. But they're not constructing one, they're just building the fence around the tower space.
South of the town of Mendocino on the south side of Township. I don't know. You never know what you're gonna find there.
Were you asking what the fence was for?
Yeah, is this in association with a cell tower?
No, not at all. This is just for their property fencing, because they're right next to Camp Mendocino or Mendocino Campground. And they just wanted to keep the campers off of their property.
Sorry, normally Geist Engineering, he does a lot of cell tower work.
He does. That's actually how I met him, was when I was here for the actual in-person, when I needed a survey, and I talked to him, and he was there for a cell tower, and that's how I ended up contracting him for this job.
Okay.
Okay, well, so this property's been surveyed twice. It was surveyed in 1976,
Right,
and it was surveyed again by these archaeologists.
correct.
So.
Do you have a proposed motion?
Yeah, I would accept the survey.
So I have a
They
motion.
haven't found-
Oh,
They
sorry.
they did ground probes. I don't know. It's up, Allison, what do you think?
No, I'm okay with it, Bill.
So then I have a motion by Commissioner
Okay.
Cole to accept the survey and a second by Commissioner Scott. We will take a roll call vote. Planning and Building is an aye. Museum representative.
Aye.
Archaeologist representative.
Aye.
Native American representative.
Aye.
And alternate representative.
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. So the motion carries three approving and one abstention. Thank you, Alicia. Sorry, I don't know what to say.
It's okay. It's Alicia. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. 0-1. Okay. This is Geist. Oh no, it goes here. Last item on the agenda. Where is my stuff? Hold on. Hold on, everyone. I apologize. This is the one. Okay. Then I actually need this one. Okay. Moving on to item 4C. This is case CDP 2020-0037. The owner applicant is Thomas and Kelly Parsons. The agent is Ellie Tsai. I apologize if I said that incorrectly. The request is a standard coastal development permit to authorize construction of a approximately 2,600 square foot single family residence with a maximum height of 18 feet. The request also includes an attached and covered breezeway, a detached garage, a detached barn for grazing, a gravel driveway, fencing, well and pump shed, water storage tank, septic system, a propane tank, and underground connections to electric and communication utilities. This is located in the coastal zone, 5 miles south of Elk, located at 12200 South Highway 1, APN 131-070-06. And we will first discuss among the commissioners, and then we will open it up to the agent or applicant. There's a hand raised. I don't know what that means.
I don't know who has their hand raised. I'll just lower it. There you go.
Okay.
Bill, are you familiar with these archaeologists?
No, I'm not.
Just curious.
They only surveyed 50%. Trying to find it again. I mean, they said they could only see 50%, and they didn't say anything about any ground probes or trying to find out where I saw that. Field survey, 21. 33. It's not. Okay, so 33.
It's page 33.
Yeah, that's where it is. Okay, so they did 3-meter transects. That's really good. So it says, however, several, that usually means 3 areas of exposed soils, rodent holes, barren spots, offered some visibility of the ground surface. Overall, the visibility of the soil was 50%. And it's interesting that the Munsell came out black loam. That kind of bothers me. But they don't say anything about doing any kind of clearing of grass or any kind of shovel probes. And that's what we've been asking, and especially in a sensitive area like this. So my tendency is to want to tell them that we're not happy with their coverage.
Well, is this something that, I mean, we can approve it with conditions, for example, having an archaeologist on site for ground surveillance or something like that, or is this more something you would prefer that they do additional reconnaissance on the site?
Allison, what do you think?
Well, maybe it just needs more clarification.
Well,
I mean-
let's bring in the agent applicant, because we do have someone for the project. So let's.
Okay.
Hi, Ellie. If you would like to comment, please press *6 to unmute. Or if you're on a laptop, it's on the bottom left.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see me or not.
No.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, yes.
Oh, okay. I can't see. I don't know if you can see me or not, but anyway, I can hear you. You can hear me. That'll be great.
Yes, we can. So if you have any comments on the project or the conversations at the discussion that the commission's been having?
First of all, thank you all. And I guess, Bill, I just have some questions. You said you're concerned about the loam black. First of all, I am not the archaeologist, I'm the architect. So I want to make clear that this is not my,
Yeah.
even though I did work on several projects in the past that had archaeologists findings and stuff. So I am not totally unfamiliar with the archaeology studies and ramifications. But I still, there's a lot of things that I don't know. So I just have to ask. I'm not understanding what is the concern for the black loam soil. At least I can talk if we can.
Yeah, no problem. Bill, what is your concern with the black loam? Or anyone?
Well, a black soil heavily saturated, and I'm not quite sure what they mean by that, but that often can
Me
be
neither.
midden. That can often be midden, which is the remains over time of habitation, the effect of habitation on the ground. And they say they only looked at 50%, although they did nice transects. But evidently there was enough grass. There was 50% of it was grass that they couldn't see mineral soil, but they didn't do anything about trying to observe mineral soil.
So sorry, is it Ellie or Ely?
Ely.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. So Ely, do you know if they did any ground testing? Were you present for the survey?
No, I was not.
Okay.
However, I would like to ask, being this is such a 11-acre lot, and the house is only like a 3,000 some square foot, plus a 1,600 square foot barn, and being that I did have some experience in the past, actually with lots with projects that I worked on, had archaeology findings. That can the commission be okay with when we were limit the construction area for just the project? And then we'll be very careful, like in the recommendation from the archaeologists, that if anything's been found or anything that looks like something, we will stop and have it be looked at and deal with. Because the house side is quite minimal compared to the to the whole property.
Right.
Usable area.
Trying to find. Is there a map that shows the project in here?
Okay, so I think we should send it back to the archaeologist and ask them how they observed mineral soil on the 50% of the property that they did not look at.
So we're only looking at where the project is. We're not looking at whole parcels unless it's a subdivision.
This is not a subdivision?
No, this is a CDP to construct a residence and a bunch of accessory structures.
It's a single family home with a barn.
Okay. So we can ask the archaeologist what kind of ground observation they were able to do over the construction site. Was that 50% they didn't look at, or was that the 50% that they did look at?
So,
or we can have an archaeologist present when they do ground disturbing.
Ely, is there a preference there?
I have to ask my client. Tom, are you at I understand my client is also at this meeting, Mr. and Mrs. Tom Parsons.
We don't have anyone on our attendee list other than you at this point.
Okay. I am not familiar with Mendocino's Coastal Commission the process. So may I ask, can you explain to me what the difference is if we have archaeologists present, and what is, or can we have an archaeologist to supplement you, to clarify for you the questions you have?
Yeah, so it sounds like right now the two options that the commission has discussed is either one, that the archaeologists provide clarification and a little bit more of a write-up as to their field practices, but being advised that if those practices are not if those practices don't satisfy the commission, that the commission can request additional surveying for that site, including the ground probing, or we can approve. It sounds like the commission's open to approving the survey with the condition that an archaeologist be present for ground disturbing activities.
So may I ask the commission and the planner, can we have these two options open, and we will either abide either one of them to satisfy your request, but following this hearing, because I don't I don't have the answers for you, but I'm sure it will be one of those things to satisfy you. I think our main objection is like any other applicants, I'm pretty sure would like to move the project forward.
So then I'll return to the commission. So that would mean approving the survey regardless, but conditioning it so that either they have to provide more surveying or better clarification prior to ground disturbance, or an archaeologist is present. But I believe the applicant's asking that we approve the survey now and condition it with the approval. So I'd like the commission to discuss that.
Well, it might end up being both at this point. We don't know.
I understand now, because you want to see what the clarification first, and it could also require to be present when
right.
the time comes. Yeah. Well, then how about then we choose the formal one, and then if the commission can give us a list of the items that you're interested to be clarified, then we'll go back to our archaeologists and do whatever we need to do to clarify and in communication with you guys to have your concerns addressed. And then if you come back and say that, yeah, we still want you to, so let's say they found something and they said, we want to make sure, or something not sure, clear, that we want to have him present during the construction, then he could be part of the actually the second option could belong to the first option. You know what I mean? Included in the first option.
So from my understanding, what you're requesting is that we continue the item so that we continue the item and give you direction as to what we are looking for clarification. And then at the next meeting, if that clarification does not satisfy the commission, that you will agree to a archaeologist on site for ground disturbance.
What I would like to ask is possible that we can move the project forward as the first is as a condition of approval.
Basically, they said that they could only see 50% of the ground surface. So I want to know if I would like them to be able to observe mineral soil everywhere on the footprint for disturbance.
So Ely, oh sorry.
Yeah,
so Ely, it sounds like either the project can move forward with a condition that an archaeologist be present, or we can't accept the survey without additional information if that's the route you want to take.
Okay.
So either it needs to be accepted with the condition that an archaeologist is going to be present during ground disturbance, or we're going to need to continue this item to allow you to bring back information, and a determination will be made in that future meeting.
I see. Well, in that case, I understand, Bill, what you just said. Then I will accept your request to have the archaeologist be present during the construction, and one is disturbing the soil, and we can, I guess we can circle off, map off where it's going to be disturbed. You were saying just the footprint of the both buildings. Building
Correct.
sites, right? Yeah, the building sites. We can have a,
Well, it's,
yeah. Yes, Allison, I see you have a
Yeah.
question in your head, so that's why I'm asking.
did you see that?
Yeah.
Well, it's really all ground disturbance, not
Yeah.
just where the homes are in the barn.
Okay, so
But
that means
the
including
septic, the road, the septic areas, the leach lines, and just where the ground is going to be disturbed, not just where the construction is going to happen.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
So can we be a little bit more clear? That would be, we have a road coming all the way in, right?
Right.
And then where the parking area will be, that will be
Right.
disturbed. And the barn, the house side, the septic tank, leach field,
Right.
and a pump house. That's way back.
Right.
Correct.
All right.
Okay, so then I'll make the motion that we approve the survey for case CDP 2020-0037 with the condition that a archaeologist be present for all ground disturbing activities as listed in the request for the CDP,
Okay.
which is literally everything he just listed.
I still have a concern about the black soil. I don't know how that would work into that, because that's something you see.
I
I
agree.
mean, that's a real flag for me.
Yeah, definitely.
It
That's
might,
right, I
um,
agree.
I don't know how we're
sorry.
gonna address that, but
So Lois has a comment.
Yeah, I totally agree with Allison, and Bill, if you recall, that was some of the concerns I had about that major site on North State Street in Ukiah, which was the decision was finally made that it's 2,000 to 3,000 years old site there on North State Street, and the discussion was around the soil, the color of the soil, which was the determination. So it's, I'd say handle it with caution.
I mean, I will say that the Mendocino County Code notes that if there is a site that's discovered, that activities have to stop. So if we're going to have an archaeologist be there, they are aware of these regulations and they will cease the construction if that is in fact an issue.
Okay, may I just say something, ask you some questions? So sounds like in order to make sure, we really should have the archaeologists go there and answer your question, answer these unknown about what's happening with this other 50% that's not being looked at, or why it wasn't being looked at. Does that mean that we need to go to the next hearing, so this project will be continued to the next hearing?
Well, I think we're still discussing as to whether or not having an archaeologist on site mitigates the impacts. Which, I mean, I do believe it does, considering our county code, and archaeologists should be aware of our code that state if archaeological resources are uncovered, that all construction in the vicinity of that finding ceases. And that, the standard practice of examining it and cataloging it if necessary has to, become part of the project. So, I mean, I'm personally comfortable with an archaeologist with that understanding that they do have to go through that.
Okay, all right, then we can choose the second one. I understand it, yeah, because I went through some of these before.
Well,
I mean, I'm not totally unfamiliar with having archaeology items found inside him. But like I said, I have not been recently, so I don't know. I will abide to whatever you, I do know that both my client and I will do our best to address all the concerns adequately and fully.
Right. My comment was more directed at the commission.
I have some more to say. Okay, it might be cheaper to have the archaeologist go back out there and tell us that he has observed mineral soil in all those locations of disturbance.
Okay,
The problem is he says he's only looked at 50%. Well, what 50% where? Normally, an archaeologist will have a map and show you what areas they looked at and what areas they didn't look at and what areas and how they looked at certain areas.
yeah,
What they had to do to remove the grasses in order to see mineral soil. Do we know if they did that on all of the areas where there will be ground disturbance? We don't know that. And as Allison said, the black loam, I mean, where was that? Was that over the entire property? Was that just on the road, or was it just by the house? So, I mean, you can have an archaeologist there when you're doing the ground disturbance, that's fine. That's probably pretty expensive. It would probably be less expensive to have an archaeologist go out there and tell us how they observe mineral soil in those areas that will be disturbed. Because right now it's not very clear.
Yeah, there was no map provided that showed what was surveyed.
I thank you, Bill, very much for your suggestion, and I think we will definitely follow that, your recommendation and your suggestion. Any way we can answer your questions and address your issues without any additional cost to my client, we welcome any suggestions. And I think I understand why that, like, hold on a second. Can you hold on 1 second? Okay, hello? Are you hearing? I'm talking with my client, Tom. Tom, can you hear what's going on? Okay.
I have a comment.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just talking to Mr. Parsons, and hold on. I have my phone. Tom, can you speak louder?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioners, can you hear Mr. Tom Parsons' voice?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, great. Go ahead.
Yes, I think Mr. Cole's suggestion for us to have the.
Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. It's not.
Yes, can you? I don't know if you can hear me or not. But
Can you repeat again? For some reason, it got cut off a little bit.
hello. Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Mr. Cole's suggestion for us to send the archaeologists go out and look at the site now that we have the house situated, or the house site selected.
It sounds like he cut out again, but it sounded like he was preferring the going out and getting the supplemental information for the survey.
Yeah, is that right, Tom? Can you hear? Yes.
True. I think we should go have the archaeologists go back and do more information and then come back to the next meeting.
Okay, so then I'm going to motion that we continue this item with the understanding that the applicant will have the archaeologist return to the site and examine the areas of impact and development to further supplement their survey.
Yes, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Do I have a second for that motion?
Second the motion.
Okay, I have a second. Let's take roll call vote. All those in favor, planning and building is aye. Museum representative?
Aye.
Archaeologist representative?
Aye.
Native American representative,
Aye.
and alternate representative.
Yes.
So motion carries 5-0. So yes, Ely, please have the applicant go back and just get some supplemental information. And I think from my understanding, the key issues were soil visibility and ensuring that the areas of development are what's being surveyed, and soil exposure. Did I say, is that what the concerns were? Soil exposure and areas of impact?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Ely.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay. So with that, we'll move on to item 5, matters from staff. Staff has nothing.
Yeah, I have something.
Item 6, matters from commission. Do the commissioners have any items they'd like to discuss?
Oh,
I do.
yeah.
Let's go with Lois first.
Regarding our recertification at board member, commission members,
Yes.
according to this document, I am good until March 1st, 2020.
No, I think the next person to expire is Bill next month. I see the.
No, I did mine just recently.
Okay, yeah, there's. Let me pull up. Oh, can I see the keyboard too, please? Let's see.
I have no idea.
The only person that doesn't have to worry, well, the only people that don't have to worry right now are me and Benjamin, because we're both designees. But let me check the board website, because that has all the dates.
Is it up to date?
It is. So Lois, you're March 1st, 2022, next year. Allison, you're March 1st, 2022. Bill Cole, you're April 1st, 2022. And that's it. Me and Benjamin are designees. So everyone expires in 22, in March.
So what was mine again?
March 1st, 2022.
That's what it did.
Oh, I thought you said 2020.
No, 2022.
Okay, so then you're all set.
This is
When
21.
you say everybody expires in 2022, you might want to rephrase that.
Sorry?
I said, when you said everybody expires in 2022, you may want to rephrase that, everything, all things considering.
Expiring, die.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the mask.
Is it Friday?
No, it's the mask. Wearing the mask makes you crazy.
Okay, so yes, everyone's term expires. So then, Bill, did you have something for the commission?
Yeah, I don't know, like Allison or if any of you other guys, but on Facebook in Laytonville, there was some people working on a grow property complained on Facebook about the property owners destroying an archaeological site.
I didn't see a word of that.
Oh, that did come into our department, and I directed it to Nash Gonzalez, who is, Nash Gonzalez and Julia Acker-Krog, who's our assistant director, because when issues come like that before our department, Nash Gonzalez is our designated person that those complaints need to go through, because he needs to take action. But then I think the sheriff got involved, and I think we've left it at that. This was about 2 weeks ago.
Well, it still should come before
Okay,
us.
so is this
It doesn't come before the commission.
I mean, at least inform us.
Okay, I'll do that in the future.
okay,
This is what I- it's such a
the
lot of
information that
people.
I have
What, Bill? What do you say?
Okay, the information that I have is the 101 Ranch by the Mitchell Investment Company on Highway 101. And the cannabis license is to Jessica Worms.
Okay, this is a completely different thing than I was informed of. So I'll just say for the commission, about 2 weeks ago, a disgruntled employee from a cannabis business that's right on Highway 101 in Laytonville, they stated to planning and building, among a lot of accusations, that one of them was that they were finding and throwing arrowheads into the stream. To be fair, there's no stream on this property. So, and it was pretty much confirmed by other sources that this employee was just trying to, in any way they can, sabotage their former employee's business, and that none of their accusations had actually been accurate or true. So what I have not heard this.
Did somebody from the county go out there?
No.
So how do they know it's not true?
Why not?
Well, again, this was elevated to Nash, so Nash was handling it, but other claims were investigated by other agencies, and those claims all came out true. So I can follow up with Nash.
Okay, so what I'd like to know is the information that I have right here. Is this the same one, or is this something new?
This is something new that you're bringing forward.
Okay, so can you take the information down, please?
Yes, please. I'm ready when you are.
Could you make it louder, please?
Okay, it's the one. Okay, it's the 101 Ranch.
What?
He has the control of his volume.
Okay. The 101 Ranch, the Mitchell Investment Company, and the cannabis license is for Jessica Worms, WARMS. And the APN number is APN 014-260-5801.
Okay, I have it written down.
Okay. There's another APN number that's associated with this, and that is 014-280-5501.
Okay.
Thank you, Vandy.
Yep, I will give this information to Nash and follow up on the other one.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I would, Bill Allison, I would like to express my concerns, since you are both degreed archaeologists, and as the tribal elder who's looking at another birthday this year, I just want to express my serious concerns about what I've experienced on this commission since I've been seated. And that is the fact there's this line of disrespect regarding sites, and the fact that the applicant, the client they don't want to spend it comes back to money. They don't want to spend any more money. But I can tell you, as a tribal elder, it really hurts my heart, makes me very unhappy and very sad that my people cannot be respected and recognized. And we're only talking this much space right before we fall into the Pacific Ocean. I find that horrifying and totally despicable and unacceptable. I speak as Reverend Flower, the youngest daughter of the late Chief Lumkea, Sherwood Valley Rancheria.
Is there any other comments from the commission?
Thank you, Lois.
Hearing none, I'm gonna go on matters from the public. Where's the thing? Where's the, is it here?
No, you're over too far.
Is it this thing?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Okay, so there's no one here for the public. So with that, I make a motion to adjourn at 3:05 on March 10th. Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you. Let me, before any conversation, hold on. Let me kill the YouTube feed. Just cook it.
Thank you.
Then there's another
Good
one.
to